Our expert solution provider today is Alan Smithson from MetaVRse, a universal web-based 3D creation platform that enables anyone to leverage the power of spatial computing. With MetaVRse's proprietary code-optional web platform, retailers and companies can easily create and share interactive 3D experiences instantly.
Alan, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I'm very excited about this today. We have some amazing news to share and just super excited to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into the conversation. We're going to talk about what it is that MetaVRse is offering for brands and retailers. But before we sort of get into that specifically, talk to me a little bit about what it is that you're actually hearing from the folks that you're speaking to that are potentially going to be your clients sort of now and in the future. What are they asking you about? What are they presenting as challenges to you? And, are they thinking about the metaverse opportunities in the right way?
Well, I think first of all, everybody's thinking about the metaverse. It's top of mind, everybody. Nobody wants to be left behind. Nobody wants to end up being the blockbuster of, new technologies. But really, there's a lot of confusion. What it is, what is Web3? What is Web3 different than Web 3.0? Is it all about blockchain? How does AI fit in? Where do I get involved? Where do I start? It seems like mass confusion right now. And from a brand standpoint, they don't want to miss the opportunities. They want to get in early. They want to, position their things. But where do you set your flag? Do you put your flag in Decentraland? Do you, invest into Decentraland or Sandbox or Roblox or Minecraft or Fortnite? Where do you put your investments? And I think, brands need to look at this in the short term in terms of marketing spend. Marketing is one of those things that you're always trying different things, right? So, when social media marketing came in, people dipped their toes. And I think this is the same here. Maybe start a little place in Decentraland, see what it goes like, make another one in Sandbox. Maybe experiment in Roblox if 13 to 18-year-olds are your customer base. I think there's all sorts of different ways to get started depending on who you want to attract. And we're building a global retail destination. And the question that comes up most is, how do you drive traffic, or how are you going to drive traffic to the mall? And I think that's the wrong question to ask at this point. At this point, we can just pay for traffic to go to anywhere we want. It's a web link. You just pay and people go there. The better question is, how do we make sure that experience that they get is safe, fun, exciting, and really creates an opportunity for them to invite their friends? Because it's not enough just to get people traffic there. Anybody can buy traffic now. How do we get people there that are excited, that want to share this experience and come back? We're not employing these, crazy tactics where, a notification pops up on your phone every 15 minutes. You have to want to go back. And this, I think, is the bigger question: is what experiences can brands build that capture the imaginations and attention of people globally that want to not just buy products for them, but also experience the brand in different ways and represent themselves as maybe they want to buy digital versions of the brand clothing or outfits or even objects for decorating their own virtual worlds or their avatars. So I think we need to really think of the experience of the guest first, and then think of, how to drive traffic there, because driving traffic is the easy part. Keeping them entertained and wanting to come back, that's the hard part.
Yeah, amazing. I love the two things that you really touched on there. One being that experimentation piece, which is so critical, where, we're all sort of in this like test and learn moment right now as we consider these platforms, and like what we think might work there might not actually be the case. Where your audience
have to be willing to iterate, and there's a book called The Messy Middle, if you want to read it. Innovation is messy. Some things that you think, wow, this is going to be the thing. You build a feature into a product and nobody uses that feature. This is the way innovation is, and you have to be willing to be wrong, and that's okay too. But if you get in early, you start making some products, some experiences, you realize quickly what works, what doesn't work. By the time you've figured out all these things that work and don't work, your competition is already, they're just coming into it trying to figure it out, and you're already found value. And really, the path to value is what you're trying to get to as fast as possible, and that requires rapid iteration. So working with a company like ours, who's small and scrappy, really helps, because we can build something. If it doesn't work, boom, move on to the next thing. And it's not just about us evolving and innovating. It's about our customers working with us and having the trust that eventually we'll get there. We just need to all work together and try different things. And that's why having one big mall is actually pretty cool, because it's like a giant sandbox of, pardon the pun, but a giant sandbox of creative ideas. Some will work, some won't, but we'll all share the ideas together.
So let's talk a little bit about the metaverse platform. Let's call it a mall, which is, it is the sort of form factor that you're kind of creating here. Tell me a little bit more about what you're building. I know we're going to see a little bit of that too. And why would a brand sort of participate in this space?
Well, I think I have to take it back a little bit, because the product that we're building is not necessarily just a mall. We built the mall, and the mall is definitely part of this. But really, we built a game engine, a 3D creation platform that lets anybody build these experiences all from the web, from a mobile browser, from a browser, from their desktop computer or tablet, and then you can disseminate those by simply hitting publish to all devices around the world. And this becomes really, really interesting, because you have this experience of now bringing people into virtual, world creation that have never done this before. And it opens up and unlocks the potential of this technology for everyone around the world. And that's what I find is super, super exciting, because we're really at a pivotal moment where this technology is accessible to everybody. And I think this is something super, super cool and exciting. So actually, I'm going to share my screen for 2 seconds.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to show you actually the engine. So what you're going to see here, what you're able to see is the MetaVRse engine. It's running in a browser here, and you'll see how the sausage is made. So let's say, for example, I duck in here. Now you can see the mall, right? So this is what a user would see from the camera angle of a user. But if you're building something, let's say, for example, I want to take this store right out. I can take the store out, I can make edits, and maybe I want to go inside here. Now I'm inside the store. There we go. So I can look around the store, and we'll walk around this in the mall as well. So you can start to see how the sausage is made. And so now I can take that store, I can just drop it right in, and away we go.
And one of the things that you talked about is, which I think is like pretty incredible, is, obviously in some ways the same as how you would think about a website, is there's room for testing, optimizing, updating very sort of seamlessly. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that piece, and then we can see how it looks from the standpoint of someone who's actually sort of shopping within the context of that.
Sure. I think one of the great things about owning, because we have the whole tech stack, we not only make the editor, but it's all built on the web, and you can start to create connections between the business intelligence tools. So for example, if you're using Oracle's Maximizer, you can connect the backend. So if somebody clicks something, it records that click real time. So you can do real time A/B testing. You can create heat maps of where people walk around the store. And this is all captured. You know exactly, if somebody buys a red shoe and you have 3 versions of the shoe, a red, blue, and a green, you now have the ability to know exactly how many people clicked the red one and bought it. It's similar to e-commerce, but you now have this third dimension. You know where they're looking, you know where they're walking. And all this data is able to provide people not only better decisions from the retailer, but also better experiences for the user, because now you can hyper personalize those experiences. When I walk into a Nike store, I don't necessarily need to see all the women's clothes because I'm not shopping for women's clothes. Maybe I have an option to do that, but maybe when I walk in, it recognizes, oh, Alan, we know you like these types of things, and it populates them all in the stores for what I like. I think also being able to create experiences where, let's say, for example, if you come to the store 5 days in a row and you find this little gold coin somewhere in the store, or you find this Easter egg, you get an invite as an NFT to a physical real event or a digital event. On a different floor or different venue. I think the possibilities are endless for brands to create customer loyalty in ways we've never been able to do from 7 billion devices. Our mall is 100 stories tall. And, we had to put a limit on some things because the metaverse is really unlimited. So we just put 100 floors. Each floor is 100,000 square feet upgradable to 1 million square feet. So when fully built, the mall will be 100 million square feet. This is roughly 8 times larger than the world's largest mall, which is about 12 million square feet. To put in perspective, the Dubai Mall is the largest in the world right now. The entire city of Dubai gets 21 million visitors per year. Our system works on 7 billion devices, potentially all over the world. So the sheer scale of being able to have anyone in the world, anytime, 24 hours a day, descend on a shopping location and enjoy brand experiences is really powerful.
Yeah, I really love that sort of idea of that third dimension that you spoke about, and what that sort of enables within the context of that browsing experience, which, to your point, can go beyond just sort of a shopping occasion and can be a little bit more fun and interactive with a reward component potentially tied to it, or whatever the case might be. Why don't you?
Somebody pointed something out. They said, when you shop for something on Amazon, it's more like procurement. If I need something, I go on Amazon, I type it, and it comes the next day. There's no joy in that. It's not, I just need something and it comes to me. I'm not shopping. I'm not enjoying a brand experience. I'm just looking for the 5 stars and then order something. So I think, what we're trying to do is attempt to bring back the visceral experience of shopping with other people, but in a digital world. So
why don't you give us a quick little snapshot from a shopper point of view about what people in the audience can expect as a sort of avatar interacting here?
Sure. So the avatars will have legs. So just note that. And, from an avatar standpoint, you'll be able to, decorate your avatar with earrings and lipstick and eyebrows and hair and shirts and clothes and watches and nail polish, all of the things. Your avatar will be a personification of you. And, as you see here, I'm able to look around. And we use the same mechanics as in most video games: WASD on a computer, left thumb for motion on a mobile phone. And the crazy thing is, this is all running on a web browser. And I think that is really important, because with one link, you can invite your friends to come and take a look at, Super Mario, for example. And just to preface this, none of these brands are confirmed in the mall. We'll be making our brand announcements soon. This is just for demonstration purposes.
Got it. And what are some of the things that you, from a sort of experience point of view within the context of the store environment? Obviously, we're seeing, these sort of shoppable 3D environments, 3D renderings of sort of larger products, if you will. What are some of the things that are kind of dynamic within the space? Sure. that you're going to be launching with, and or things that you're kind of considering in the near future as well?
Certainly. So what we're doing now is we're just showing, what's possible with the different objects. But say, for example, I could come up to this shirt and I could click the shirt and then change the colors, maybe, get a little panel of information, maybe watch a little video. All of those things are possible. We just haven't added them into this demo yet, but you'll be able to, to walk around the store, go check different things out. You'll be able to interact and see different experiences. So maybe I'm in this store here, and I can click this button and it takes me into another experience. So really, we don't want to limit the imaginations of the brands or the attendees going into the mall. What we want to do is give people kind of basic guidelines for here's what a store could look like, and then let the stores and the brands and all the the designers, let them really get in there. So when I go in the tent and now I'm on the side of a mountain, type of thing like that. So I think what we've shown here is a very, very great beginning to something amazing in a mall. But I think, at the end of the day, there's no physics, right? Like there's no consequence of jumping down there. I didn't break both my non-existing legs. So you can go into stores, you can make experiences. Right now, the reason why we didn't make them all crazy and laser beams and things is because we wanted to start with a very what could be possible. Here's a store, you can walk around, you can interact with products, you can try different things, but it's not too far out there. People can understand and they can visualize this and they get a sense of what's possible. For example, if I go over here, you'll notice there's no products in the store here, but as I get closer, the products load. So by using dynamic loading, we're also able to increase the amount of things that are available within a virtual mall in the store. And you can start to see that the quality we're able to get in these renders is, pretty close to photorealistic.
Yeah, it's incredible to see the reflectiveness of the metal as well.
Yeah. So,
and I like this notion that you're sort of putting out there, which is, essentially that, you very much are willing to collaborate with the brands that are going to be participating within these spaces, and, are open to sort of seeing what that level of creativity that they bring to bear within the context of this platform and how that comes to life, which is great.
I think that's when the magic starts to happen. Like we can set, what our vision is, and we made it look like a normal mall. We just, kind of took some stores, made them look like it. But I think when brands and their creative agencies and their teams realize how easy it is to drag and drop these things and build these, I think the sky's the limit here. I mean, we're going to see stores that don't look like stores. You're going to, go under the ocean and look for pearls or something like this, right? So I think it's really, when you build a creative platform for people, you never really know what they're going to do. And that's what excites me about this, is that we built a low code platform for anybody to, to build these experiences. So now it's up to the world to see what they build.
What's going to be the sort of like tipping point to get us to that sort of like next level of adoption where this becomes much more mainstream in terms of how people are using this in their lives?
Well, I think we're already kind of there. I mean, you probably know more than most. We spend hours and hours on Zoom, and the average American spends 7 hours and 11 minutes on the internet. So I think we're already kind of into that thing. Now it's just, how do we make it a better experience, a more human experience, where there's people there together, and it's not just staring at a screen. It's not just passive, but it's active engagement together. And I think that's where this really unleashes, the power of gaming, but for everyone, because not everybody's into gaming. Maybe you just want to go and have a nice, relaxing time at the mall, walk around with your friends. I think this opens up enormous worlds of opportunity for brands, but for also people. And I think in the future, what we're working on is, we've got the mall. We're going to have office towers where you can go in and work and meet with, colleagues. And then we're also going to have condo towers where you can buy articles in the mall and, your NFT collections, and put them into your own condo. So I think that's where this really becomes a true metaverse, where people can live, work, play, shop, and collaborate all in one platform, all on any device without any barriers.
Amazing. Well, excited to see where things go, and wish you the best of luck in sort of, continuing to sort of build and evolve what it is that you guys are offering, and really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us and share all these great insights with the folks in our audience. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, guys. And you can sign up early for access to the mall at MetaVRse, METAVRSE.com/mall.